All right, here we go. Let me see. We'll wait like a minute and then we'll go from there. But happy Sunday to you, Miss Faith.
You too. And congratulations now that I actually get to talk to you on your new engagement.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for working with me and allowing me to schedule.
Oh yeah.
Listen, that the week leading up to that, it was definitely a challenge. So
yeah, you had your birthday and everything. So yeah, I was open. My Sundays are usually flexible.
Okay, that's perfect. All right, let me see. I'm trying to see if you want to while we have just a couple of minutes, like type in your website and stuff, just in case someone may need to use the service.
I don't even know how to do that. How do you do
it?
Oh,
just copy and paste your address from your homepage.
I don't even know how to do that either.
Highlight it, copy it, and then
well, where's the chat part? Where would I enter it into?
Oh, you don't have to hold on. Let me see.
I see this little chain link thing, and it says link sharing is off. Only people who have permission are allowed to join.
Okay. Let me see. I might have to start.
I don't see like a chat box on mine.
Hold on. Oh, you don't? Oh, you probably.
Probably because you're the one that started it. I would assume.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to type it.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
But the website it's just my business name, Journeys Homes LLC.com.
Okay. Right. I'm copying it as we speak.
Okay.
You're
teaching me something new today, Kenny.
Here we go. Yeah, I got it in there now. Perfect. All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right, now I can pull up the. All right, here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to those on the East Coast. Good afternoon, and then to those, anything past me, good morning. Welcome to 12 Faces Sober Speaks podcast, episode 21. This one is someone I've known. This person is, considered like a really good friend. I've known her. I met her, let's see, September of 2000. So 21 years ago. It was, we were both working at a customer service company through Target, and I think it was Target Direct, and I think it was one of the major companies that were transitioning to online orders. I didn't do that because I was scared to take those online orders, but I did catalog orders. But we've been friends ever since. We worked together, like I said, for roughly that semester that I was before I went to St. Cloud State. So September to December, we worked together. Got a chance to, know a really good person. And that's the reason why I wanted to have her on my podcast, because she's doing good things right now in that very community that we met. And I think it's a damn good thing, because a lot of times people grow up in a certain neighborhood and have a tendency to leave and never come back, never do anything for the community. So I definitely commend her for that as well. But before I welcome her onto the show, you guys can see her, but some house cleaning as far as me, 12 Faces of Sober. Like I said, if you like myself, I have multiple colored hats. So you got to get a shirt to match it. So I have multiple color shirts, and I'm sure you guys got hats to match it. All you got to do is go on 12facesofsober.com. I also have a couple hoodies on there as well. I'm trying to get rid of all my spring and summer collection so that I can now transition into the fall and winter collection. So like I said, get your hands on the bright colors now, because we're going to start going to more of the darker colors come the fall. So that, and as well, you can get a signed copy of 12 Faces of Sober. All you got to do is click order now. as well as I have other merchandise on there through a third party. You can click on there. Got coffee mugs, neck gaiters, bumper stickers. I got a little bit of everything. So like I said, 12 Faces Sober will definitely take care of you. But enough of me talking. I would like to welcome my guest, Faith Terry, and I'm gonna allow her to introduce herself and just let the audience know a little bit more about you, and then we'll jump into the interview.
Okay, well, I'm Faith Terry. I'm a resident of St. Paul, Minnesota. Like Kenny said, and reminding me of that we met 20 plus years ago. So we remained in contact ever since then. I've been a big supporter of him being sober and his movement with 12 Faces of Sober, because it coincides with what I'm doing as well, which is a women's sober house that I opened up in 2018, which we'll get into a little bit more in the conversation. So, but yeah.
And then, oh, I forgot to mention too, we actually go to the same church. I forgot all about that too. Yeah, this one day, big shouts out to New Hope Baptist Church in St. Paul. My cousin is a pastor, Ronnie Patterson, and I noticed that he's actually doing a live sermon right now. So, sorry, it's time for me to get on.
Yeah, I ain't been there in a little while.
No, it's all good. So you started the home. You said back in 2018. Was that when it was? Okay. So what made you come up with that? Like to come up with the idea of creating a sober home?
Well, I won't take the credit for coming up with it because I had never heard of sober housing before. But after losing my mother in 2012, I didn't know what I wanted to do with her house. So I'll credit my best friend, Julie Churcher, those that know her. She's the one that brought the idea to my attention that there was housing needed. And so, after pondering on it for a few years, I decided that I wanted to venture off into entrepreneurship. And so what a better way of, helping my own community out. So I did a little research, tried to figure out how to do this and, things like that. And I did have some help from Georgia Jones. Some of you may know her as well.
She needs to get on the show too. Georgia Jones needs to get on the show, out playing.
So yep, after talking with her and touring her sober houses that she had set up, she helped me set up mine. So her and her husband, Bernard, both they have their own business with helping others set up sober housing within the community. So I'm definitely grateful for them because, like I said, they helped me do one of my dreams of becoming an entrepreneur. And then at the same time, I'm able to still help my community as well.
And then you mentioned that, you used the home, your mom's home before. I mean, I'm sorry, excuse me. But now, as far as, did you have to do any like maintenance or upgrades to the house to get it to standards to be able to have a sober house?
Not major upgrades. The house was in pretty good shape already. My mom kept it up, maintained it, and then I did it as well after she passed. So, once the city came in and did their inspection, they made a few recommendations, but nothing major that I had to change. And so I just did those to accommodate, what the city required. And then after that, I was approved to have residents come into the house.
And then speaking of the city, now you're in the city of St. Paul, and I don't know like how many sober houses they have in the city. Are you do you get support and help from the city of St. Paul?
Not necessarily with the actual sober house. They just come in to make sure that it's up to standard, to be able to house people. But pretty much after that, they're not involved with the housing.
And now, like I said, myself, I've been in treatment, various times of the year. Wintertime in Minneapolis. I was in treatment twice during the summer, and I think the other ones was in the summer. But now, do you find having more residents like during the winter months over the summer months? Because I noticed that
Oh,
when I was in treatment in Minneapolis, the guy was saying that a lot of people will not seek any type of, you know, refuge or any type of
mhm.
shelter during the summer months, but when it comes to wintertime,
Mhm.
it's a different story.
Oh yeah, yeah, I agree. It's definitely a trend. Like it's right now it's August, so right now my house is a little slower, obviously because it's warm, it's summertime. But once winter comes around, then yes, it fills up a little bit more and stays full. Yeah,
Okay. And then
definitely.
and what programs, if any, is offered
Mhm.
there or requirements for them to
Mhm.
stay?
There's not any programs within the house that are required. When people come to our house, we generally like them to have a plan in place, whether it's going to be doing outpatient programming, working, volunteering, some type of something that's going to keep them active positively. We'll provide them with resources to do so if they would like that. But most part, it's an independent living. So it's kind of helping people just get back on their feet, have a stable environment, not having, addiction around them, you know what I mean? So that they can feel safe and secure where they're living, and then they can worry about everything else outside of their living situation. So whether it's, working on getting their GED or just, obviously staying sober as well. They may have goals of going back to school or, getting their families back together. So I think providing that stable home environment for them alleviates, like stress of where they're going to be living, if they're going to be on the streets or if they're going to, have to go from friends' couches or families' couches and things like that. So I think once you have that foundation of a stable home environment, then you can focus on what it is that you want to do next or what your next goals are.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And so what should one expect living at the Terry House? I
Well,
mean,
there are, oh, sorry, go
okay.
ahead.
No, you fine. Go ahead.
There are rules, obviously, in place to keep, things going smoothly. So, coming into the house, we generally do like an intake, kind of to see where the resident is at that point in time when they come into the house. They're obviously required to have a curfew. There are some sober houses I've heard that don't have a curfew, so I'm not exactly sure, if that's a good thing or not. It may be. But we do have curfews when you come into the house. You're expected to do, meetings. So whether it's going to be AA, NA, any type of meeting to support your sobriety. Um, you're also required to just do active things. So whether, like I said, it's doing a program to help you maintain your sobriety, or if you want to work, we support that as well. We support, like I said, if you want to go back to school. So you need to have something, at least 20 hours worth of
Mm.
something that you're doing that's positive, because idle minds, could
And yeah,
lead to not
and
so good things. So yeah,
yeah,
you do have to
yeah,
you have to come in doing something,
that's it.
positive.
That's
Hmm.
real. And so and just like thinking about it, the idea of something like that for women,
Hmm.
a lot of times you find, like when I went to the treatment in North Minneapolis, I don't think there was a
Hmm.
single woman that was in it, and I don't
Hmm.
know if it was just a men's rehab facility or if it was co-ed. I can't remember, but I just know
Hmm.
that it seems like the resources may not be have enough beds. I'm pretty sure that they have sober living for men and women, but it just
Hmm.
I don't know. I just haven't seen it myself personally, but I
Yeah.
commend you for it because I think that you're giving people the opportunity to get back on their feet and
Hmm.
remain sober in an environment that they may not be able to be in. because of,
Right.
being around others that may drink. And a lot of people face that. And I do like the fact that you have one, because in some instances, people need that right away,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially, like in my case, getting out of treatment. And then it's like, I don't have no, I was in the military. So it was like, okay, I'm going back home to an environment with alcohol, and I
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have done that. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think it's a good, good thing, a good start to something that's
Yeah.
going to continue to grow. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah. When I
and so,
started the house, I was told that there were a more of a need for women for
mhm,
sober housing. So I haven't done the research or my own statistics on it, but I do know I do get a lot of phone calls, more so from men than women trying to come into the house. I don't think the men are aware that it's a women's sober house.
mhm,
So I'm not sure exactly why that is, that maybe, I don't know, more men are seeking help than women, or, I don't know if that's what the case is, but I do find more of my phone calls are from men
okay,
versus women.
okay. Well, like I said, hey, fill the calls to the men to somewhere else, and
Hmm.
keep
Yeah,
keep the women coming in if they need the service, need a place to stay.
exactly.
And
Hmm. Hmm.
so if you care to share, are there any
Hmm.
testimonials of people who have stayed through there and have
Hmm.
continued the path of sobriety, or clean from drugs, um, doing good job, stuff like that? You have any of those that you would like to share?
I can share probably a couple. I know I had a young lady that came into my house. I believe it was March of 2019. And she actually ended up staying in my house for probably about 18 months. So she was there for a little chunk of time. And she actually became my house manager, after she completed her program through her outpatient facility and things like that. She graduated from there. And, she wanted to take on a little more responsibility. But she wanted to remain within the sober environment. I think she wasn't completely ready to go out on her own. So we, had a discussion and we talked, and I allowed her to take on that responsibility of being the manager. So she was kind of able to do what I did, in my place. I still helped, obviously, but yeah, she did really well. She actually ended up leaving us, sadly, which I understand, because that's what I want. I want people to come in, get stable, get sober, and I want them to be able to go out into the world and, do what it is that they want to do, continue to live their life, you know.
Yeah,
And she's been doing well. We still stay in contact. I text her every so often, just checking on her to see how she's doing, or if she needs, any help or anything, anyone to talk to, things like that. So yeah, I think that was one of my success stories. I just recently had another young lady that left the house in, I think it was June, the end of June. And she had been in my house since last September, I believe. So she was there for another, a nice chunk of time as well. She was like a stellar resident in the house. She did everything she was supposed to do. She worked, she did her program, she graduated, um, and so yeah, she is doing well as well. I do have, like, not necessarily a testimonial, but I do still have some people that you know stay in contact us in general. They might text saying, "Hey, hi Faith, I just wanted to say hi, and I wanted to let you know that you really helped me, and I really appreciate you." Things like that. So I get texts like that randomly sometimes. So it's nice to know that I am doing, what I set out to do,
yeah,
and
making
I just
making a
love to
difference,
see.
making a
Yeah, I
difference
just like to
in
see.
a woman's life. Yeah, I think that's real dope. And let's see. Um, did I ask you whether or not you were you're looking at potentially expand? I think I tried to turn your volume down.
Yeah, sorry, I think someone tried to call me
Oh, oh, okay.
and it just
Um,
switched the whole everything.
so let me see. Are you looking to expand? Are you looking to expand to get potentially more homes in the future?
Oh, definitely. Can you hear me pretty well still?
Yep. Yeah, you
Oh,
might have to just turn your volume down slightly a little bit.
okay. Is this better?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I am definitely looking to expand in the near future. Hopefully, I've been doing my own research and trying to figure out how to acquire more homes. So obviously that I can get more people in stable environments and things like that. Hopefully, within the next couple years, I'll be able to have another house or two under my belt so that I can continue this process. I actually really enjoy doing it. I like helping people. I find it fulfilling, and I also like to do it because I'm showing my son, that you should be doing help and within your community, not just existing, I guess, in it. So
Yeah.
I like to show him that aspect of it too. And just
Uh,
other people's lives, because I don't know, not everybody has like, I guess, a privileged life or even just, regular life, regular home life, with a caring parents or, things like that. And I like to expose them to that because I feel a lot of kids they're just, I don't know what it is. I don't know if they just have blinders on or what the fact is, or, feeling entitled or something like that. But I like to show him, like, no, not everything is like that, and not everybody has the opportunities that you have and things like that. So hopefully it'll keep him grounded. You know what I mean?
yeah. And let me see. Did you find running the home during the pandemic last year as a challenge, or did you face
You
any
know,
challenges?
I thought it was gonna be because at the time when the pandemic happened, my house was actually completely full. So, obviously we'd have the talks at our meetings. We have weekly meetings with the ladies. So, just touching base and see how everybody's doing, if there's any issues, things like that. And so obviously that was a huge concern,
Hmm.
because people in recovery, and then you have like you're isolated more so, because everything kind of shut down. Like they weren't able to go to their programming in person anymore.
Yeah.
So everybody had to, yeah, get acclimated to getting online and, facilitating Zoom, things like that. And, a lot of people were really, really anxious, so we actually had to come up with different things to do in the house to keep the ladies more motivated, and active. So we started to implement our own meetings within the house, because they couldn't go to any meetings, in person. So whether it was AA meetings or whatever, we started facilitating our own. We started doing more activities together to, make people, like I said, relieve their anxiety or their stresses and things like that. So we'd have like maybe game nights, we'd do movie nights and, things like that, just to try to keep everybody's anxiety down, because I know it was a trying time, during those. I mean, it still kind of is we're still not completely out of it, but at least people are able to go in person and go to their meetings and see their families, and things like that. So, but I did keep a full house, I think, majority of last year.
Oh, that's real
So,
good. I
yeah,
thought
I
that.
didn't really lose too many people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's real
Mhm.
good. That's why I asked, because I was like, would people be kind of, you know, like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
you still don't know the people, but like
Right.
you didn't make it like requirements for them to no,
Like testing and things.
yeah, there you go. I was
No, I didn't require that because I didn't want to feel like I was impeding in on on their self, you know,
Mhm.
I don't know what word to use. But I didn't want to push off anything that I felt or believed in on them,
Okay.
because they're their own person and they can make their own decisions for themselves. So I did, obviously, we had talks all the time about um, trying to stay safe, obviously, wearing your masks when you do go out, if you do have to visit people or things like that. Coming into the house, obviously, washing your hands. I started putting signs up
Mm.
all over the house, wash hands, do this, wipe down everything multiple times a day. Um, And I, myself, I was practicing, safety as well. I go over and wear my mask because same thing could happen. I could expose people too. So I was trying to set that example. So I would come over with masks on all the time. And, if they felt okay to not wear their masks because they're living with each other, that was their decision. But I did let them know that if they knew that they came into contact with somebody that had been exposed, to please let us know, because obviously it's not just about you. You have to,
Other
you
people.
have to look out for everybody else in the house as well, because there's people in the house that have underlying conditions, things like that. They may be going to visit elderly, parents or grandparents, kids, things like that. So I just always would stress the fact of being as safe as you can. And I still do to this day. I still implement that as well. Um, the facilities that I do work with, some of them were offering testing for free. I let them know those type of resources as well. If they felt away or anything like that, I connect them with resources if they wanted to get tested, or if they needed a test into the house and, do their own. So yeah, I was doing my best to try to keep us all, safe.
That's cool. I mean, you don't hear of people saying that, like, making sure that the others is getting the testing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like, you're going above and beyond. So that lets me know that, this is your heart. Your heart is truly into it, because you're
Right.
looking out for others,
Mhm.
on a regular basis. That's coming in and out. They may need that. You know what I'm saying? That, or, they one might be embarrassed or afraid to go get the
Mhm.
test, and like you said, they might have you said there's the take home test, or they can have it
Yep.
mailed to them. Yeah, see, so
Mhm.
that's dope. I commend you on that. I really do like that, for real.
Yeah,
Now,
thank you. We didn't have anybody positive, so we've been doing pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. And so let me see, there was one. Let me see. So besides Journey Homes,
Mhm.
what other business ventures you have going on?
Well, I decided to like continue my entrepreneurial ventures. I ventured off into life insurance. I think it kind of ties into kind of what I'm doing, because I'm trying to help people save themselves, not necessarily, from, I mean, I don't want to say death or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying.
Being prepared for
But
the right time, basically. You just
yeah.
say it as simple as that. Just being prepared for the right time.
Right, right.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, so I just newly became a life insurance agent back in April. So I'm basically just educating the community once again on another facet that I think is really important, especially in the brown and black communities. I think a lot of us don't really have a good understanding as to what life insurance is and what it can do for your family. Not necessarily just to, pay for funerals or things like that. That there's so many other facets to insurance that I wasn't even aware of. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people aren't, especially like I said, in our communities, we're not taught
Mhm.
about it. But yeah, so I'm just going to continue with that as well, trying to help people build their families and build legacies and create generational wealth through insurance, and basically try to, I guess, maybe reduce the need for GoFundMe's.
Right.
You see those pop up all the time for families need to bury their loved ones or whatever, and there's just so much already going on in the community with that.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm just doing it one family at a time.
Okay. I ain't mad at you at all. I mean, I mean, I guess, like, I didn't read your mission statement until today, as far as for Journey Use Homes.
Uh-huh.
And one thing, like I said, I'll keep repeating it, is the fact that you're doing this within your own community. The
Mhm.
place where, you went to high school right there in St. Paul. You grew up in the neighborhood. People know you, and they recognize you, one, because you've been there. You've been a part of St.
Mhm.
Paul. You've been a part of Frogtown. You've been you know what I'm saying? So the respect is there. And that's why I wanted you on my show. I mean, besides the fact that, you know, you are my friend and stuff like that, I just wanted to showcase the good that you're doing. A black woman, a black entrepreneur that's, you know, that has a sober home. Like, you don't log on to social media and then just see that every day.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's true.
And so that's why I wanted you to come on here, because it'll probably be a first for many. Not just me saying, hey, I know you, but this will be a first for a lot of people to see, hey, a black woman running a sofa, you know, or owning
Yeah,
a
there's
sofa.
not a lot of us out here, believe you me. When we
So,
go to the quarterly meetings and things like that, it's a real small handful, small portion of us, you know, being represented, you know. And like I said, I don't know statistics and things like that, but I would love to see obviously more of us, you know, doing this, because I think a big chunk of us are part of that addiction, you know, community, you know, whether it's alcohol or whether it's drugs or whatever. But I think if we see us on the other side of it, I think more of us would be more willing to come in to receive that help. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I'm always grateful to Bernard and Georgia for I guess maybe opening my eyes a little bit more to what it is that we do. And um, yeah, like I said, I would love to see it, you know, see more of us there.
yeah,
Support.
and I'll be honest with you, and it's no shade. I hope I don't get no trouble for saying this, but it's the black community in terms of like on social media that's trying to talk about sobriety. It's not there. And there's a percentage, but just as you said, there's not enough of us running those type of homes. There's not
Right.
enough people like myself that's actually out here talking about sobriety. And that's the truth. I've been going TikTok, I've been going to just various social media platforms trying to find it. And I truly haven't. But it's good that people are starting to see that there's more that are out there just trying to do it. And that may encourage someone else to go out there and potentially get ownership and provide that, or just give back, you know, in general to that community. So I thank you so much. But you know, Faith, you know, like I told you, it wasn't gonna be too long. You hit all the right points. I think I left out one or two questions, which is good because you're able to give out whatever information. So I guess if you have anything left to say to anybody out there that may need not only the life insurance services or the Journeys Home services, you go ahead and plug all your information and hopefully you get some results out of it.
Yeah, so like I said, women's sober housing available in St. Paul, Minnesota. If you have questions or you want to reach us, our phone number is 763 219-0191. You can call it, you can text it, you can leave messages. I do reply. I would be the one replying. Or you can visit our website as well. All the housing information's on there. Most of the requirements are on there. Pictures are on there so people can actually see the house for themselves. Because right now, obviously, with COVID going on, we're not conducting any tours of the house like we used to do in the past. But the website for the house is www.journeyshomes.llc.com. And that's Journeys with an S, Homes with an S, LLC.com. And as far as the life insurance, most people can reach me on Facebook. You can inbox me or, you know, send me a message, however you can. Call me through Facebook Live, you know, whatever, if you have questions. We do offer free consultations for families, just so you can kind of see, you know, what it is that you would be, I guess, paying or your premium wise and things like that. Because I think, like I said, a lot of people don't really know much about insurance, and I think they think it costs a lot to do it, and it really doesn't. I know a lot of us have our own
things that we do. You can go buy coffee every day or, whatever. You can have a life insurance for that same, price. And I would love to see a lot of the younger people reach out because we offer actual entrepreneurial opportunity. So we're always looking for more life insurance agents. And it's a plus that if they look like us or in our communities as well, because like I said, a lot of our community is not educated on life insurance. So we're always looking for new talent, people to have the opportunity to start their own business. You can start your own life insurance agency through our company. Or like I said, if you just want to acquire it for yourself or your family, is good. And it's a plus when you're younger because obviously it's a lot cheaper. You can get it for your children starting at 15 days old or older. You can build like nice savings accounts, for your children. When they get older, they can use it for school. They can use it to get a house. They can, use it for whatever they want to. But yeah, that's how you start creating that generational wealth and things like that. But sorry, I kind of went off on a
Oh
little
no,
tangent
no,
there.
no, you are good. Like I said, this is what it's all about. I'd rather you give out as much information as possible.
Mhm.
And don't give out none at all. So
Right.
I for real. And then lastly, I want to put somebody on blast, Mr. Lloyd Cooper. Yes, we are still waiting for our interview, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Faith and I did an interview when I went to Minnesota last month, and we're waiting for Lloyd to put that on. So put some pressure on him. But again, Faith, I salute you with all that you're doing, especially for the sober house. The sober, I like I said, I was lucky enough that I didn't have to go the route of the sober house, but the good thing is to know that the option is out there. That's what people sometimes don't understand. So, and like I said, it's always good to have a conversation with you. It's always good to see you, you know what I'm saying? And I wish you nothing but luck and success. And I'm sure we'll probably link up again the next time I, go to Minnesota or something like that. But
Maybe at the wedding.
oh yeah. Somebody said, let me stop. Somebody already throwing out dates and stuff, so I gotta figure this out. But yeah. So thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for sharing the information that you have. And like I said, hopefully, I know some people, a lot of students from St. Cloud State that are from that area. So this is kind of the reason why I wanted you also on here too, is that kind of push their family that way as well if they need the resources. So like I
Yes,
said,
we're always open. My phone is always on. So, like I said, reach out if you have questions or if you just want to maybe even know how to start the process for maybe a family member or a friend. I can at least point you in the right direction. But just to piggyback on what you just said, I want to thank you for having me on as well and creating this platform. It's much needed, especially for our community. I want to commend you on your sobriety as well. You're doing really good things, and I appreciate you.
thanks, my friend.
I'm proud of you.
As I celebrate another anniversary, 4 years and 9 months today being sober,
Yes.
so much. But like I said, thank you for tuning in to 12 Phases Sober Speaks podcast. I got 2 confirmed guests already. One was already advertised, but like I said, the last couple weeks I've been busy. But both of those will be going down this upcoming week, so look out for those flyers. Once again, you can go on 12phasessober.com. You can get the shirt, you can get a book, get a hoodie, amongst other things, as well as see a photo gallery of my journey during my sobriety, minus a few pictures here and there. I need to update that too, with the pictures I took this past last week at least. So, but enough of me talking. Have a wonderful Sunday, Faith, and thank you once again, and thank you everybody for tuning in to 12 Faces Sober Speaks podcast.
All right, awesome.
All right, have a good one.
Okay, you too.
All right.